Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Pagitt Radio on AM 950. It's the progressive voice of Minnesota around here, you know. Right here. AM 950, your friend on the internet, on your radio, in your bathroom, wherever it is that you choose to listen to your radio. And Pagitt Radio over there on the internet itself. If you want to watch the show, comment to your radio friends, or talk with each other during the show over at DougPagittRadio.com. We talk about religion, but we call this our little afternoon delight. We call this our little cocktail party. We have a bit of fun here when we talk about religion. And today we're fulfilling a promise that we made weeks ago. If you remember weeks ago, listening along, we told you that you were going to get to meet the author of a book about Justin Bieber. And we couldn't fulfill that promise and have been flooded, literally flooded with requests.
A deluge from 9-year-olds.
You know what I love is when people use the phrase literally when they're using a metaphor, because you hear it all the time. We were literally flooded. No, you weren't actually flooded. So we weren't literally flooded. But people have been begging. We wanted to hear Kathleen Falsani talk about the Justin Bieber phenomena as a religious voice. Justin Bieber, of all things, this 18-year-old kid, 17, 18-year-old kid, that's the biggest thing around the world, probably the most famous American around the world. Well, we're going to talk to a woman who wrote a book about that guy. We're not actually going to talk to that guy. No. Because you know what? Everybody's into that guy.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the woman who talks about that guy, Kathleen Falsani, in hour two. We're going to talk a little bit about the Bible today. Because And of course, we're going to have one of our regular guests, natural health coach Shelley Pagitt, who will be joining us here on the program with a natural health tip. Shelley's natural health tips coming to us on Pagitt Radio, and joined back in the studio by the sidekick, no longer replaced by a very competent and highly qualified fill-in. Back himself in his rightful spot, staring at the computer, trying to get all things to work in their technological zone. Our friend, your friend, the sidekick, John Music. Hey, buddy.
Hello, everybody. How you
doing? Welcome back. Doing fine.
Yeah,
absolutely doing fine.
Good to be back.
And you were off in Southern California.
Oh, I was. Oh my gosh.
So how's SoCal?
Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. What a place.
Really?
Yes.
Really, you love it because you know what? As it turns out, Southern California is not one of the top 4 places of well-being.
Oh.
In the report that has come out this week. You know what is number 4 on the list of places of fine well-being?
Detroit, Michigan?
No, strangely, no. Like the people that live in Detroit aren't saying among all the places to live in the United States, this is one of the more highly esteemed places. No. Minnesota finds itself as being one of these fantastic places to live, once again. Number 3 in some studies, number 1 or in some categories, and number 1 in another. Number 3 in its overall sense of well-being.
Have any of these people ever been to Southern California? Because let me tell you.
They have been to Southern California.
My being was well while I was there.
You felt pretty good, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you had that glow about you. You had that Southern California glow.
It could have been the company I was keeping. My lady friend was there. So
now it only Minnesota is only upended in its sense of well-being by 2 other places: Hawaii.
Oh well, of course.
And North Dakota.
Total baloney.
I mean, you have to wonder. You have to wonder what's going on in North Dakota that makes it number 2 on the overall sense of well-being.
I just don't believe it.
Really? I mean, those people, when you ask them how's your life, their answers are better than everybody else other than Hawaii.
I just don't believe it.
North Dakota.
Those people have never been to Southern California, or else they would know that their lives are really miserable.
So before we get literally flooded by people from North Dakota calling us, you had a pleasant time in California for your 2-week hiatus?
Oh, it was just a dream being out there. My gosh, we went to Ventura, one of the last official surfing towns in California. And that was wonderful. And we took a drive along the Pacific Coast Highway, and we stopped off in Malibu, and that is of course where all the stars live and whatever. And it is
stars.
Yeah. And that is just magnificent.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations and welcome back. And what is your what is your emotional state now?
Oh,
by the way, Minnesota only ranking number 18th in the sense of emotional places of emotional sense and health. Number one, physically.
Yeah.
18 or something, emotional.
Right, there's a little disconnect there between that.
But overall well-being, number three. How does a person adjust from such a great experience back to the normalcies of your life?
Well, if it was just a geographical change, I think I'd be pretty miserable right now. But because of other elements of my life, I'm quite blissful.
You're just basking in the glow.
I am.
Hey, Brian, you and I have been stuck around here in the great state of Minnesota, where our well-being is only trumped.
Yeah, what's it like being single in Minnesota, Brian?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah, and how was your week?
Oh, it was great. I actually attended University of Redlands, which is in Southern California.
Oh, you did?
And I went to the School of Music there, and
Is that in Redlands?
Yeah, it's in Redlands.
Oh, I love Redlands.
Yeah, it's a cool
I was
town.
in Yucaipa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right there. Well, the School of Music has a Success Stories website, and they've recently added me to it.
Oh.
Is that so? Are
Yeah,
you an internet phenomenon? Are you like
wouldn't
Charlie
say that.
bit my finger? Are you that?
not quite as cool as that.
Really? So you are one of Redlands College?
University of Redlands.
University of Redlands Success Stories.
School of Music, yeah.
The School of Music. Tell us again, Brian. What is it that they've highlighted as your successful sensibilities? What are they seeing in you that they want the other students to know? Hey, come here and drop $50,000 on an education because you too could be successful like this.
Right. I guess just the music I've been recording. I've been nominated for some New Mexico Music Awards, and just being proactive in my music.
And are we going to get to hear a little bit of that music today?
Sure.
Yeah, so I was sort of leading you into the fact that you have brought some of this award-winning, University of Redlands award-winning music.
That's right.
Right here to AM 950, the Progressive Voice of Minnesota, and Doug Pagitt. So as you listen to the bumper music, which is what we say in the business about the music on both sides of the talkie talk, some of that might be brought to you by our very own award-winning producer of the show, Brian. Hey, Brian. Thanks for sharing with us all the great things in your life overall.
Thank you.
Hey, speaking of awards, some people know about the Grammys.
Yeah.
The Grammys are awards that go to the music industry, which Brian someday will win. People know about the Emmys. Emmys are the awards that go to television programs. People know about the Oscars. Oscars are the awards that go to the very hardworking people of the film industry.
Sure.
Just last week, people winning their awards. You know what people are less familiar with?
What's that, Doug?
Well, the fourth category of broadcasting.
The fourth pillar of media communications.
You've got your movies. Fair enough. You've got your television.
Sure.
You've got your music industry. And what's the fourth? What is the fourth? Radio.
Radio. Of course.
You got the Emmys. You got the Grammys.
Yep.
You've got the Oscars. Do people even know? Do people even know what awards are handed out to the radio industry?
It would be hard to believe that they don't.
It would be hard to know. If you call in, we've got award-winning. We'll send you a book. We'll send you a book if you were to call in 952-946-6205. 952-946-6205. If you can call in within the next 3 minutes, and you know what awards are presented to the top-notch radio broadcasting, we're going to send you a little book because we would like to commit that Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950, the Progressive Voice of Minnesota, DougPagittRadio.com, is committed to winning one of these awards in 2012.
Well, it's time for our excellence to be recognized.
We have our sights set on being award-winning. On being an award-winning radio broadcast. So if someone knows what these are called, they're not called the Emmys.
No.
We don't want one of those.
No.
I don't want a Grammy. Lots of people get Grammys. Hip-hop music gets
Ugly
Grammys.
statue.
Who needs that?
Yeah.
What about the... I don't want an Oscar because they're funny-looking little statues. I can't tell what that guy is. Frankly, it creeps me out.
He has no genitals.
I can't even tell if it's a human being. All right, so Michael from Apple Valley, do you know what the awards are called that are given out to excellence in broadcasting?
Well, I'm calling from beautiful downtown Apple Valley here right now on a beautiful day listening to your show. And I have to also, before I tell you what I think the answer is, I lived in San Diego for years, and I lived in San Francisco for years. But I've come back here 4 times, and I got to tell you, I grew tired of the Southern California. The traffic drove me nuts, and there were too many stresses out there. Northern was nice, but I got friends in North Dakota. They just love it.
Is that right? It's hard. I mean, I know there's people in California that would say, really? You'd live in Minneapolis area? You live in Minnesota rather than Southern California? I guess that's how we feel about North Dakota, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because they used to refer to us as Easterners in Minnesota. I said, what are you talking about? We're not from New York. And they said, no. You see this I-5? Anything east of that is an Easterner. You're an Easterner.
That's
but no,
great.
as to the question, the only one I knew was the Marconi Award.
That's it, my
Ding,
friend.
ding, ding,
That's
ding, ding.
it. Brian, grab Michael's address. We're going to send you probably a whole stack of books, actually. How do you know that they're called the Marconi Awards? How are you familiar with such a thing?
I recently wrote a book on for entrepreneurs, and I did a lot of research on Marconi. And when he was first saying he could send a radio signal across the Atlantic, they said he was insane until he did it. So I just followed the tracings of his name, and
there you go.
There it goes.
Well, you are right. We're going to try to win a Marconi around here on this radio broadcast. Now, Michael, you have a book that you've recently written. Well, it seems like that's the kind of thing we should have. We should have on our radio program here.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, yeah, we're just looking at getting it published through Amazon, but
Excellent.
when I do, I'll call you guys back.
Well, you do that. You let us know through. You can call the channel. You can do it through any of the social media streams, and we will have you on the show to sell that book, my friend.
Oh, cool. I love you guys.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you listening. Marconi Award-winning programming coming back to you here after the break on AM 950, the Progressive Voice of Minnesota, and over at DougBadgerRadio.com. Stick around with us after the break.